popular demand, Ms. Jackson, today we're going to learn how to make it rain.
Woo!
How do you make it rain, Ms. Jackson? Show us how you make it rain.
Oh, like lightning,
like
thunder.
That's the lightning. This is your
rain.
lightning. Today we're going to learn about weather and rain and a bunch of really cool stuff, and we're going to do a fun experiment, okay? And I drew this. This is a one-of-a-kind artwork. It's for sale for $1 million zillion.
You better buy.
Yep, up on eBay now. Okay, cool. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a cloud. We're going to make a cloud, okay? And then I'm going to explain how the weather cycle works, and then we're going to actually make it rain. So we're going to talk about first how we get this water here to this cloud here. And we're going to do that by making our own cloud. So, we're going to move this. All right, so what you're going to need for this whole experiment, the first part you're going to need some sort of like jar or glass. Yep, and that's yours.
Jar.
Yep, and then a lid. You don't need like the little ringy part. You're just going to be able to cover this. You're going to need water that's hot. The hotter the better. So I have hot water in here. Feel that? For testing purposes. Definitely hot. So this is hot water in here. You can use tap water, but the hotter it's going to be, the better. Okay? And you're going to need matches. So we're going to play with fire today. Yeah. You don't have to use matches. You can use hairspray. You can use anything that's going to create heat.
Hairspray. I saw hairspray before.
So, oh, you saw hairspray before. Okay. Oh, Miss
good.
Jackson. Oh, look, she's sampling what we're doing today. I didn't even tell her what we were doing. Okay. So what we're going to be doing first is we're going to actually be simulating and making our own cloud inside of our glasses.
Not the real storm, though.
Not the real storm. We're just going to be making our own cloud. Okay? So what happens essentially, the first part of the water cycle, look at how handy my
We're not going to use cotton balls?
We will in a minute.
Oh,
Oh, she's getting there. All right. So the first part of our water cycle is that this is our cloud, but this cloud doesn't exist yet. So just pretend like it's not here. Okay? So the sun, this is the sun, comes up and it laser beams. It heats the water up. Okay? Ms. Jackson, when you take a shower, like a cold shower, let's say you take a cold shower, is it steamy inside of there? No? Why not, do you think?
Because there's no heat, no evaporation.
No heat, no evaporation, no vaporizing happening in there. Like vapor rub. How many of you guys, your mama puts vapor rub on you?
I did.
Yep. So the hotter it gets, the hotter you heat the shower up, the more steam you have in there, okay? Mm-hmm. So the same thing happens with water, and essentially that same process is happening. So imagine that the sun is shooting laser beams, because it is, at water. And there's water in soil, there's water in obviously lakes, rivers, streams, oceans, all sorts of that. And it's heating it up, and then it creates steam, steam, steam. And this is called vaporizing. So it creates this steam, and you see this in the atmosphere. There's like moisture in the atmosphere. You know, some places it's drier if they don't have a lot of water, because like in a desert it's super dry because they don't takes what it has. But if you live in like a really like Florida, we're surrounded by water, so it's a little bit humid here. There's a little more moisture in the air. So it's going to go up into the air, and it's going to kind of come together in a cloud. And that's what we're going to simulate now. So we have our hot water, so the sun has laser beamed our water. All right, pour it in yours, just a little bit in there. You don't need a ton, but a good amount. Oh, wait. While you do that, it's kind of got to be a quick process. I'll pour, and then you're going to light the match in there, and you're going to cover it. So we're going to do it in Miss Jackson's first. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pour it in there. Oh, no. Make it fast. Okay, and then we're going to cover it real quick, okay? Because we want to trap that in there.
Okay.
All right, go for it, Miss Jackson.
Right.
Light that match. Do it, Miss Jackson. There you go.
Go.
Yep, throw it. All right, and so what we did, and you can
y'all see that?
Can you see this?
It's like smoky.
It's smoky. And what it's creating is condensation. So like on your shower door, you know, when it steams in there, you have all that water kind of running down. We're both like leaning down. We're like, watch the steam. So you can see that it's steamy in there, and that is what a cloud is. It's condensation, and we can do it again. We'll let that sit. Okay. Let's do one more, just for fun. And you can do this again. You can just spray like an aerosol spray can in there, and it's going to do the same thing. Let's fill it up a little bit more. We have more water in there. Drop it in. All right, so then we have this one, and what happens, Ms. Jackson, if we take the lid off on there?
Then the smoke will start coming out.
It'll start coming out because it wants
The
to
vapors.
escape the vapor. So you see we have a cloud in here too, and it got cloudy, but just as a difference, just as like a, here we'll put some contrast so you can see just how like smoky it is. That's kind of a nasty towel. Here we go. All right, take the top off of this cloud right here.
Top off? Wow, did y'all see that?
Kind of hard to see because there's wind. Let's go right in front of the camera. Bring that one right in front of the camera. Oh, you know what? Let's do one right in front of the camera. You can do that one and take the top off. There you go.
Up.
Ooh,
Okay,
cloudy.
ready?
Ooh.
Y'all see that? I know you guys can see that.
Create a little contrast here so they can see the
See that?
see
The
the
smoke
Yep. So let's do, and that's condensation escaping. It's the same thing.
or vapors.
Yep. So that's condensation. So the same thing, like if you close the door and you like put something underneath the door inside of the shower, like in the bathroom, and you open up the door, what happens? All the steam just
Come rushing
goes out, and you're like, oh
And then
God,
your fire alarm
so
comes
hot
on
in
because
here.
you need to fan it. Yeah.
So the same thing is happening here, and it goes inside, and that's what actually creates a cloud. So let's do this one more time. The hotter the water is, again, think about like a shower. The hotter the water is, so this water's been sitting in here and still pretty hot, but it's not as hot as this. Put the lid back on this. It's not as hot as this, so we already have a match in there. It doesn't matter. Let's come right in front. Let's do it right in front, Ms. Jackson.
Okay.
So, can you see us? Okay. I'm bending. I'm leaning down. Okay.
Get a good strike.
Right in
Ready?
front. Get a good one. Oh, there it goes. Drop it in. And you see it's going to start to
Yeah, I wish you guys can see the
start to cloud a little bit
Yep.
more. Oh, you have a black shirt on. We'll look
I
at the
do.
contrast. See? Oh, there you go, Miss Jackson. There you go. And you can see it's cloudier as we go along. And so just as an example, cloudy, and then when we lift it off, okay, ready? Ooh, look at all that. Look at all that. It's hard for you to see on our television, but then it gets clear, okay? So if this water was cool, it's not the same thing. It's gonna be a little bit different. If we pour this water out, what I wanna talk about just really quickly is about global warming, everybody's like, or also the summertime, like it rains in the summertime, right? Because the sun shines brighter, it's hotter, that's why it's hotter, is because the sun is shining brighter, so it heats the water up faster, and we get these sun showers, okay? We're gonna talk about actually how we make it rain in a second, but here's this is regular tap water. Let's pour this out. Cool, all right, so we're gonna take, this is just regular room temperature water, and this glass is still a little bit hot, but that's okay. See, nothing really happens. Nothing really happens. That's why when you go like super cold places, it's not raining a lot. Or in the summertime, it's like, oh, it rains in Florida all the time. It's because we get more sunshine because of our relation to the equator. The other thing is everybody's like, why does global warming matter? It's just heating the Earth up. The Earth has a layer of atmosphere, right? This is our Earth. That's our Earth right there. And the thinner that gets, oh, sorry, the Earth is here. Sorry, the sun is on the outside of the atmosphere. There's our Earth, right? Because the sun is in space.
Gotcha.
It's not inside of our atmosphere. So this is our Earth, and the sun, right now, let's say it's got a couple layers here. And as we destroy that ozone layer, we take these and more light can get in. It heats up the water, and you get more and more rain and everything, okay? So that is a cloud. So a cloud is condensation. It's just water particles, right? It's just a big shower. All right, flip the board around, Miss Jackson. Okay, this is a cloud, another Picasso, and we're gonna move it closer so that everybody can see. I'm gonna draw on this in a second. Oh, a little bit too close. Okay, cool. No, it's good. All right, so this is our cloud. This one is for sale. Also, it's less. It's not $1 million. It's $900,000. It's less, just because it's a smaller picture. So if you want the other one, $1 million. This is $900,000. So the budget. If you're on a budget, this is the budget picture.
Put your bid in.
Yeah, put your bid in. All right, so we've already had our vapor come up,
Okay.
and it filled up our cloud. Okay, so inside of that cloud, this is all our little water molecules, because again, it's water. We didn't put anything else in there except for heat, and you saw what happened. You had water molecules trying to get out. They created a cloud. So this is our cloud that we've created with all of our water molecules. And there's little ones in there and there's big ones in there. And what they're doing in there is they're bumping into each other. They're bumping all around. This is them bumping. Bumping, bumping. Bumping all around, bumping, and when they bump into each other, like if I pour this water into that water, like pour a little bit in there. I'll hold this one. Yeah, pour a little bit into here. So when the water bumps into itself, whoop, it becomes, there's more in there, right? Like there's more volume, has
Heavier.
more mass, right? So it becomes, do a little formula. You know what the density formula is?
I don't. Tell me.
Okay. So volume, what happens when you turn the stereo up? It fills the room with more noise.
More air. Yeah.
More noise, right? So like think about volume like a knob.
Yep.
The lower it is, the less noise there is in the room, right? Or in your headphones. The higher it is, the more noise you have. So volume, space, and mass, not necessarily the weight of something, but mass, right? How much does mass have? Weight is a gravity thing. That's a whole other thing.
What it takes
but
up.
Yeah, the space that it takes up. So density is really how much space it takes up and how heavy it is based on gravity. So obviously, if you continue to pour that in here, this will have more density than that one, right? Because it has more mass and more volume. So when these bump into each other, they create bigger droplets. And then gravity comes into play because what happens with gravity?
It puts it down.
Yep, it's pushing it down. And those water droplets get heavier, they take up more space, and the cloud is just like, I can't do it anymore. And then what happens? Make it rain, Miss Jackson. Do your best rain dance. Best rain dance. That's your... I like the sound effects that go. I like the high knees particularly. Like that's my favorite.
I exercise.
I'm a cloud. This is what clouds do. They're like, we're
I'm
good,
excited.
we're good.
Oh, I'm getting more mass.
Oh no!
I gotta let it go.
Let
I
it
just gotta
go.
let it go.
I didn't know where you were going. I was trying to put a beat in there, but I. And these big ones then go away. And that is a cloud. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna simulate that happening.
All right.
Ooh, almost dropped that. Okay, so we have a big, this is like a higher cloud, right? It's all the way up here and then some low-lying clouds. And what we're gonna use is shaving cream. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna use shaving cream. We're gonna shake it up. And we're gonna create a cloud on top of our water. So let's just pretend like mine is a lake.
Okay.
This is Lake Placid.
Wow.
I'll give you $5 if first person to write a comment and tell me where Lake Placid is.
You better do it, guys.
$5. Venmo you. Cash out. Cash in. All right, so we're gonna create a cloud. I haven't tried this.
Forgot it swells.
It's kind of like a ice cream.
It smells great.
Do some more. Like make it get all up in there. Okay. So then we have our water droplets, and every rain droplet has millions and millions and millions, thousands, millions of water molecules in there. So do like just a little bit of condensation. Look what happens. See, it's coming down into the water. Do some in the front maybe so they can see it all the way up in the front. And even if it sits there, it's going to get more dense, right? They're going to join forces. If you drop it in the same spot over and over and over again, that's them bumping into each other. Do it on this one right here. And let's see. Oh, yeah. It can't hold it anymore because it's so dense that the weight, the gravity, like we're in gravity, that's how we're like standing on the ground and we're not floating around. The gravity is pushing it down. And when it's just like one or two drops, like up here, it's able to hold it in. But when it just can't hold it anymore, it lets it go. Let's do a little bit on here. That kind of does look like ice cream a little bit. And you can start to see that it's actually raining. The same thing with this one, we kind of like let this one sit, and now it's just really going all out in there. So what you need for that is shaving cream and water. It doesn't have to be hot. Doesn't have to be anything, but you can see this is sort of sitting in here, and if she continues to just put it in the same spot over and over and over and over again,
it really
it can't hold that anymore. because it takes up too much volume. The particles have all joined together. I have food coloring all over my hands now. All over my hands. All right, so today, what did we learn about making it rain, Miss Jackson?
Okay, so not that one.
Yeah.
But we did learn that the
water cycle.
The water, yeah, awesome. So the sun shines very hard onto the ground or the earth, and then the earth produces the steam that produces now the cloud.
Vapor.
The vapors, and then the vapors create water molecules that's all bunched up together, and the bigger the molecules are, then that's when it starts to really rain and pour.
Yep, so when those gases become a liquid, the liquid has more density, gravity pushes it down. This is gravity. Gravity pushes down. It's always pushing down. Gravity has always existed, but as they join forces and it makes bigger and bigger and bigger, they're all bumping into each other. There's more and more vapor in there. That vapor evaporates. That's what happened when we pulled the lid off. We pulled the lid off, it evaporated because it combined, right? Mm-hmm. It evaporated, and boom, then you get rain. All right, so what we want to see from you this week, get some shaving cream, steal it from your dad or your older brother. You shouldn't have any yourself, especially the boys. You're not old enough to grow a beard.
See that?
And you can make your own, it's a really cool color, blue. You can make your own rain cloud to simulate rain, or grab some hairspray or a match, safely play with fire. You're not playing, you're doing a science experiment. You're gonna get some hot water. The hotter the better. You can use hot tap water or you can boil water. You're gonna put it in there, close the lid, and simulate your own cloud. All right, that's all for Science Friday. We wanna see you do some of this experiment. Food coloring. All over my hands. If you have questions, comments, you wanna see something cool, something fun, you're going to @ me or you're going to @ Miss Jackson, and we're going to answer your questions, or we're not going to answer them, but we will give you a virtual high five. That's all for Science Friday.